Oh, let's move that. There we go. Whew. Hi. You guys, happy November and welcome back to my channel. This video was supposed to go live earlier today, but due to just life and being very sick yesterday, I took the day off and just rested all day yesterday and said, am I still going to get the video to them about the cruise ship Q&A? So I said I'll do it in the Starbucks, but lo and behold, the Starbucks that I'm looking at is very crowded and playing a bunch of Christmas music that I've picked up for copyright. So welcome to my 2017 Nissan Rogue. That's where we're going to do our Q&A today. If you remember, and let me know in the comments, oh, are my comments on? Let me know in the comments who's here and where you're from. How do I know if my comments are on? Yes, all comments. There we go. Let me know in the comments where you're from, and if you are having a good day, let me know by giving me a thumbs up, because the day's looking up for me now, but the beginning of the day was not so much. Sorry, I'm kind of washed out. Can't really change that. There we go. There we go. Hi, Dad! How do you like my Nissan Rogue? Not a sponsor. They're sponsoring me because I got rear-ended. If you remember that video, I got rear-ended by a nice college freshman who just wasn't braking at the right time and hit my Jeep. Hi, Laura. Anyway, oh, thanks for all the thumbs up, you guys. Is it raining where you guys are? Because it is definitely raining here in Ohio. It's been raining all week. I think the sun is gone. Miami, Florida. Got off the overnight shift. Ooh, Liz, that's rough. My day started, as I told you, I took yesterday off and just rested because I was so sick. If you watched my opening night video, like literally the last video I posted about opening night of Dreamgirls, you could see in that video that I am literally just dragging. And I went to Starbucks and got like shots of espresso to wake up, and I did the weekend. I did 5 shows over the course of the weekend, and by Monday night, I got home and just collapsed on my couch and slept. Took Tuesday off to rest and just recoup. Wednesday, I woke up this morning early. I showered. I was like, today's going to be a good day. I got in my car, drove to my office. It was pouring down rain. I realized, strike one, my umbrella was, oh, hi from Minnesota. My umbrella was in my old car, so it wasn't here. 2, it was pouring down rain. And 3, the ped to get me into my building was at home on my counter. So I marched myself out of the car through the pouring rain with no umbrella in 30-degree weather to be let in whenever somebody came by that could ped me in the building. This hair was actually nice and curled and styled today. Now it's just kind of here. But that's just how the day started. I know it's all first world problems. But today's video, I wanted to answer. I got a few more questions about cruise ship life, and I wanted to address them. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. Unfortunately, I can't view your comments over here because I can't be in the Starbucks to view, and I can't plug in, so I can't see your comments unless I see them in real time. I can't go back to the questions. But question number 1 that I did get that I got off my phone was, on cruise ships, what's life like for the costume and wardrobe department? When it comes to cruise ships, you are measured for your costumes and you try them on land. When you take a contract, you fly to Miami for 3 weeks of rehearsal. In the rehearsal time, on top of learning your shows, your choreography, and everything else, you have a costumer that comes in and measures you and comes back and you try on different outfit. How hard is it to find a job on land? Laura, remind me of that question. I will get to it. But your costumer comes on and comes to the rehearsal. She measures you for everything, and then she brings in things in your size, and you are assigned your outfits for a show. So if I had a Motown show, I had my outfits ABC. If I had my disco show or my country show or whatever it was, I had costumes that were assigned to me. The costumer did not come on board with us. This is why working out on the ships 10 hours a week was required, and we weighed in every week, every Monday. This was not to say you can't get fat or skinny. It was literally to say, we don't have a costumer here. Please be the same size for 6 to 9 months. So what's life like for the costume or wardrobe department? Pretty nice, because they get to live on land and come in and measure and bring in costumes for cast members and stay in their home and not have to live at sea. All right, other question, which is kind of like yours, Laura. What do dancers do when they get older and can no longer dance? Well, I was never a dancer on the ships. I was a singer, but I had to dance sometimes. But from what I have seen, if you are a dancer on ships, when you get older and your body cannot physically dance anymore, some people, there's like a split crossroads. Some people take option A and they go back to land and essentially start all over. They go and they try to find a job. My last ship was the Freedom, Evan. The dancers go to try to find a job on land. Some do, some don't. Some try to jump back on ships because they don't have anything else they can do or they haven't found a passion yet. But some people that are dancers, they find positions in other departments. Like, I've seen some dancers be on ships so long, they know how to be the cruise director, a host. They know how to sell the jewelry. They know how to run the bingos. If you can move within the company, I'm sure the company wouldn't mind because they already know you're there. They know you know the system. They know you know all the aspects of life. Two of my friends who were dancers now work as an entertainment host and a cruise director. But it wasn't easy for them. They had to interview and apply and try to stay with the company and wait for it. But I've seen it go either way, and that's really for any position. It's not just the dancers. At some point, you have to decide, are you going to stay with this job, or are you literally going to start all over? And Laura, if you're still here, she asked, how hard is it to find jobs on land? Well, for me, I moved back to a city that I had grown up in and had never felt more like a stranger in my entire life. I had seen a lot of my friends over the past 5 years get jobs, start a career, have a family. My brother got an interview for a cruise. Oh, that's great, Liz. And it was literally starting all over. It was as if somebody just dropped me back in the city and said, figure it out. And it was rough. I mean, it's never easy to find a new job, let alone throw yourself into a completely new environment where people are used to you not being there. I have been on land for the most part of 2 years, and people still ask me, how are ships like? How are ships? Evan, I'll get to your question in a second. People still are figuring out, oh, she is here. She is trying to make a real life on land. That's what she's doing now. I think once people get used to you either being in life or not being in your life, they just kind of stick with their ways. Ships that I have been on, Evan, let's see if I can name them. There's 7. We have the Pride, the Ecstasy, the Imagination, the Glory, the Paradise, the Freedom, and the Fantasy. Those are my 7 that I have been on. My next question I got are, what are things you must pack if you're going to work on a ship? This will vary by department, but in my experience, you will always need formal wear. If you want to go out in your off time and you don't want to get dinged by security or the officers, you must have formal attire. What formal attire is defined as depends on the ship you are working on. For Carnival, it was you had to have on a nice skirt or a suit jacket for the boys if it was formal night. Heels, no jeans. I don't think we ever wear jeans in public guest areas unless we were in port and the guests were not on board. Those are when they really didn't care. And then when we dry docked and we had no guests, you can wear whatever. Oh, those are nice. And the Vista is beautiful. You will love the Vista. I visited a while back. It's really, really nice. But if you're going to work on ships, you must have formal wear. You must have things to wear off at the beach because you're going to have days off. You're going to want to explore. And then anything else really depends on your department. A lot of times your uniforms that you have for ship life are provided by the company. I had my sweatsuits and my jackets to wear for boat drills. Those were provided by Carnival. But really, must have formal wear and things that you can wear off the ships. Please have a pair of comfortable shoes, and then whatever your department gives you. Those were the 3 questions I wanted to answer. Thank you guys for throwing in your own questions. Let me know how the weather is near you because it has just been pouring here. I don't think the sun exists in Ohio anymore. What was your favorite ship? Justin asks. My favorite ship is the Freedom, mainly because I got to do we got to change home ports. Oh, it's pouring. Good. I'm glad it's not just me. When I got on the Freedom, we started in Fort Lauderdale, And then we relocated, so our home port was then in Galveston, Texas. My dad just booked the Carnival Triumph. I've never worked on that ship. Maybe I'll work on it when you're there. In Boston, not rainy, but pretty cold. Yeah, it is 45 degrees here and rainy and cold. That's okay, because I can wear these little hats. This hat I got when I worked on the Carnival Fantasy. This little woman would sit on the dock in Charleston, South Carolina, and she would knit these in every color. And I have one in pink, I just don't know where it is. Oh, you left my outfit. This jacket is actually made out of plastic. The first cruise I ever took was on the Fantasy. Was the Fantasy out of Charleston then? Because it's been out of Charleston for a really long time. Some people in Charleston don't like that there's a cruise ship there. They think that it affects like their tourism, which I think is dumb, because wouldn't we bring tourists to you and we bring people to your city? We help your economy. I don't know. That's just me. But this coat, oh yes, out of Charleston. Well, that's where this hat's from. And this jacket, for those that asked, this jacket is made out of recycled plastic. What has been your favorite place you've been to on a cruise? Laura asks, and hi, Julie. My favorite place I've been to on a cruise, the Virgin Islands. Probably San Juan and St. Thomas. They are so beautiful. Like, I don't think I've seen any place as beautiful. And I've been to Europe and a couple other places. I plan to go to Europe again. I did check London prices. They were like $700 round trip to go to London. I was real close to just booking. But favorite places, Bermuda was great. The Florida Keys were beautiful. I hope they're still beautiful after the storms. The Virgin Islands, Mexico, San Juan, St. Thomas, all the Virgin Islands. I've been to Belize. I've been to parts of South America. Have you ever been on any other ship that is not Carnival? Not as a worker, but some of my friends have been on Royal Caribbean, and if we docked in the same port, for example, we both docked in the Bahamas, I got a guest pass to go on board Royal Caribbean for the day, and it was the oasis of the sea, and it was stunning. By the way, give me a thumbs up on this video if you've been on a cruise before. Carnival or not, give me a thumbs up if you've been on a cruise. As somebody who's only ever worked for Carnival, when I walked onto Royal Caribbean's oasis of the sea, it was everything. You could live there. It had everything you could ever want was there. They had like the botanical gardens, a place where just adults could be, any kind of restaurant you want. Oh, Harmony of the Seas, I haven't been on it, but I've seen it in ports. It's also beautiful. Oh, thank you guys. But yeah, only ever been on one other ship that I hadn't worked on that wasn't Carnival, and it was Royal Caribbean's Oasis of the Sea. And I hear they do crazy shows at night, like they have an ice skating show and a diving show, and apparently they'll cancel the diving show if there's like rocky seas because it's unsafe for the divers to be, diving at 50 feet into water when it's listing. I have never been on a Disney cruise, and I'm scared to, because I'm scared I'll be covered with children. And I like children, I just don't like a bunch of children around me at one time. It's just a little bit too much for me. But I would go on a Disney cruise. Oh, people are looking at me because they think I'm just talking to my phone. Because I am. Disney is expensive. For the people that are in here, let me know what cruise line you have been on that you like the most. There's no bias here because I've honestly never cruised as a guest. Norwegian, I've heard, is a very good cruise line. Laura, I've never been on it. I've seen them in ports. But I would like to know, as somebody who's never actually cruised, only worked there, do cruise lines fly you into the home port? Yes, they do. If they don't fly you in, you will be flown into where you're rehearsing. For me, I'd always fly into Miami. Going to the Oasis of the Seas next July and Carnival out of Charleston. That's nice, for free. The Dream, Beverly, always good. Always good. Hi, Kristen. Ever toss around the idea of going back? Oh, Margaret, every day. I'm actually still on the Carnival hire list because you wonderful people, some of y'all have seen my life as a cruise ship singer video, which has, thanks to you guys, surpassed 100,000 views. Oh my gosh. But I get calls from my friends that still work in the Carnival booking office, and they say to me, hey, Kristen, we have people calling and asking us when Kristen Marie is going to be booked on a ship, and they want to know which one and when. Just a reminder, you're still on the hire list. which is funny. The last ship I got offered to go on was the Carnival Legend, and I think it was this summer, and I was in the middle of doing a show, and I couldn't take the offer. I think it was for a 4-week fill-in. For me right now, owning a house and just having a sort of semi-life here, I don't think I would do anything more than like a month, because it's either doing fill-ins or doing 6 to 9 months, and I kid you not, when you accept a contract, you throw everything you've built in your home life away, because you're away for that long. They don't sell Carnival Spirit on the Carnival site. They must either have it down for maintenance, or the Carnival Spirit might be being used for a project. I do know one of the Carnival ships right now is acting as a floating hotel for some company that's fixing up the Virgin Islands that got hit by those storms. Carnival completely shut down one of their ships, I forget which one it is, and they are letting workers live on board the ship, eat, shower, sleep on board the ship so they can go and fix parts of the Virgin Islands and the Bahamas, Jamaica, Costa Rica, all of that were just destroyed by the storms earlier this year. The Carnival Fascination. I wanted to say fantasy, but you're right, it is Fascination. They're both fantasy class ships, so I always get them confused. Guys, I think it's time for me to go home. Do you have anything else that you'd like to say in our little live chat? Let me know. Thank you guys so much for hanging out here. I'll give it about 20 more seconds and I'll jump off. If you are just leaving, do me a great big favor and give this video a thumbs up. You do not get paid for a thumbs up. It just helps you in the search. Oh, because the Fascination is still homeported in San Juan. That is true. Bye, Dawn. Have a great night. I hope you guys enjoy. I should have some other videos out for you later this week, and then there's some collabs coming up. Then we do have some Christmas giveaways. The winner of the Halloween giveaway was notified last night. I have not heard back from this person, so I will let you know. Thank you guys for the thumbs ups. I will see you all later. Bye!